You know what that means? It just made me. It just made me get a little alert. It made me feel a little better. I like Dan's theme music that he selected many moons ago. It feels like we just did a podcast, Dan. Doesn't it feel like we just recorded one? I guess we kind of did. We're recording these in a tight fashion. We're not doing two today, but what did we record the last episode a few days ago, and now we're on to the next one. So this is cool. This is cool. I'm excited. Let's let the music kind of play out as we talk. So I got all my gigs coming up. Post those up on the screen for me if you could. Producer Dan, there it is. Ooh, that's a tiny version. You expect me to read that? We got the 16th. The 16th of July, I'll be in Medford, New Jersey. Then the 26th of July, I'm going to be in Stone Harbor, New Jersey. Then the 6th of August, back in Medford, New Jersey. Then we got Hamilton, New Jersey, a first time for me on the 8th. On the 8th at that Eagle Theater. I'm excited about that. I'm told it's almost sold out already. I'm hoping to add another show soon to that one. We got Pottstown. Pottstown is in October, but get those early too. That's not a really big venue. I think he's got like 3 venues at that place, and I'm probably in the smallest one. That's the way it works for me, Dan. I'm playing in the screened-in porch. I'm in
the back room.
I'm in the shed. Joe Matarese is in showroom 3, the shed with no windows. Pottstown, that's October 7th. Is that what that says, Dan?
It's in October 3rd.
Oh, October 3rd. I was way off. It's a tiny font on my screen.
You have
October
November 7th
3rd
for Chestnut Hill.
And then November 7th, Chestnut Hill, which is basically Philly. That's all of them. And they're all at joematarese.com. Stop asking me. You know how many people... You can fade the music on. This is a good place to start. Dan, do you know how many people... When I make a post, I don't know if you have this happen when you post for things. I think it's because people don't click on the post to get the full picture. I think they just look at it as the post, and they don't realize there was a website on the bottom. They always do that. Where do I get the tickets to Medford? I'm like, click the fucking picture.
This is why people say social media made us dumb, or like, all this stuff is not good for us.
Definitely,
but it's just no, look, it's that people are lazy. It's not that that it made us dumb. It's that people will do the least amount of work. Most people will do the least amount of
clicking.
And clicking is work. And so, I can't just like, look at this. Where do I get tickets? It's like,
but wouldn't you think, if you had any common sense in your brain, that if something posted up there and you don't see where to get the tickets, that maybe you're one click away from getting the tickets?
Yes.
And then but in the description, it says... It'll say, dude, I'm so OCD. I don't make any posts without saying you can get tickets at the
Joe Matarese.
First I say in my bio here. I even say here. I'm so crazy. I have to say here. I don't just say in my bio. In this bio, I say here, the bio, because I know there's people that don't know social media things have a bio. My brother's one of them. He goes, "What's the bio?" I go, "You don't have a bio on your Instagram page?" I guess only like performers have a bio. Do you have a bio?
Creators. Yeah, I have bio.
Yeah, you gotta have a bio right there. And then I'll say, click the link in that bio. There's links under them. I had to give Gene Esposito shit for that at three friends, one booth. He's like, yeah, nobody's... I'm like, dude, you're making posts, but you don't have any links in your bio. No one can get to any of the episodes because you don't know what you're doing.
You have to remember, this is for anybody who's doing business. If you're trying to do a marketing effort, or if you're trying to do something for people to want to, purchase, if you tell people, hey, go buy my gear or whatever, and you have nothing to send them to, you need to tell people exactly what and it's the worst part. It's the people who you're probably not friends with, but they love you. And it's because that common sense has to be the level of common sense is here. is
So
here.
dumbed down.
This is
Yes,
where we're at, where you think you're at, and then you realize that there, and it could be, you could be. Here's the thing that is amazing, Joe. You are like, you have your technical issues as an older gentleman who,
definitely.
but you have tried to learn and tried to implement. Sure, you might take a little bit of like effort. There are people who are my age who grew up with the internet, who like was
Still
on the
don't know.
journey, and they still don't even know. They're like, "Wait, what?" And it blows my mind.
Yeah. I know my daughter's going to be good at it. At 14, like I love it when she goes, just give me your phone. Like when she just grabs my phone and she's like, like it's like 3 seconds, whatever she has to do. Done. Oh God. Let's get into the episode. So, not much has gone on because we're recording things tighter together, a few days apart. But the last episode. What do you remember? What we covered on the last episode, Dan? I think we talked about
Yeah, you
what
were trying to. You were gonna talk. You were
my
trying to.
vacation.
Yeah, you were talking about your vacation. We talked about your parents
The
going on
house we
a
picked, we
cruise.
showed everybody the house we picked. So if you
Yep.
missed the last episode, go look because we showed the whole house.
We talked a little bit
And
about things you missed, but we also talked about how, like, what I would do, and we didn't come to consensus. It was
oh,
ultimately, I do want to see the Rocky Steps. I do want to see some history stuff. I do love food, and we talked about the funeral potatoes
I
and
I
all that.
was listening to a little bit of our episode. I try not to listen to my own podcast episodes, but I was at the
Me
gym and
too.
I'm like, well, let's see how I listen for sound quality, right? I'm listening, and then I went, "Oh, I realized what I should have told you that I didn't tell you." And I had mentioned the Reading Terminal to you that had all those places in it, and then I remembered, oh, there's great breakfast places inside the Reading Terminal. So like that would have should have been stop one for Dan is Reading Terminal. But one thing I didn't find out from you, which was in Utah, you said I got to get the funeral fries or the funeral potatoes. I didn't find out from you. Well, like in South Jersey or Philly, we ask, well, where's the best place to get a cheesesteak? Where's the best funeral potato place?
So
There's
I don't
got to
know
be a
where the best
famous
place.
one.
I don't know if there is a famous one. It's more of like a whole, like it's like the family thing that like the
Only
parents.
people make them at their
But
house.
no, Edna's Cafe here in Provo, it's like an hour south of Salt Lake,
Hmm.
actually has a pork chop, a like thick A pork chop with a honey glaze and roasted
Ooh,
carrots and funeral potatoes. It's like the only one of the
and
only places and the funeral potatoes. I've never been to a place where I remember having them. I think some places might, but I'm not going those on a regular basis. Oftentimes when I go to like places that are a little bit more strictly American style, like the home good, I just think I can make this better in my house. And then on top of that, I'm like, I'm just gonna make tacos because I can never go wrong with tacos. Uh, so
so
uh,
there's no famous food spots. Where does the town you
no, no,
live in
no, no.
Utah?
So I live in Provo, but there are famous
Where's
food spots.
Provo? Where
It's
is that in
south,
the
an
state?
hour south of Salt Lake.
So you got to drive an hour every time you get on an airplane.
No, I mean, well, yeah, if I have to get on an airplane, I have
You
to,
got to
but I
fly in and out of Salt Lake, right?
Salt Lake, yep, yep. Now Salt Lake has a ton of great places, but
So
like
what
I'm
is
not in there very
Salt Lake
often.
known for though? What's their food item? What's their thing?
I don't think we have a thing, dude. We're
They
just
gotta have
our
something.
our thing is Temple Square. That is our thing.
What's that, an
We don't have
area?
it's the square where the Salt Lake Temple is built, and then like there's like the whole area,
Uh,
so you have like the whole church history, and you have a genealogy. Like we're probably known for genealogy as well. We have the genealogy museum where you can go in and get like, you can find out like who your relatives are, and if you've never done that
okay.
before, because the church
We
is
do
really
that
big into
now with
genealogy.
but we don't we do that now with just 2023 and me and all
Well,
that. What's the
that's like a
difference?
DNA test, but the other one is where you could like put in your name and like find out, it can, if anyone in your like extended family has ever done genealogy, you can find
Hmm.
out who you might be related to, um,
Oh, okay, I got you.
stuff like
That you
that.
could find out, oh, this famous person's actually related to
Sure,
you.
sure.
Ooh, okay. And
But when it comes to
what
food,
else is salt? Why do I feel like there was? Did they used to do like? I'm so bad. I'm so bad with history. But didn't they used to see like if something could go the speed of sound or something, and like wouldn't
on
they
the
do?
salt flats, They
Yeah.
do. Yeah. So students at various universities here often have
Mhm. I
like an
can't get
engine,
this
like
on my stream.
uh,
Hmm.
a they do like a car test. So like the BYU they have like this like trying to break records of the speed of light, and they do like weird stuff on the salt flats.
On the
That
salt
is a
flat.
common. Yeah, that's like a
Okay.
like
See,
30-ish
all right.
in
So I
Salt
know what
Lake.
I need now. I know what I need to go do when I get to Utah. It's
But
that.
Salt
It's
Lake,
Salt
actually,
Lake.
surprisingly, I will say this is that I'm not a big Jew, but there's a lot of microbreweries. So if you're like a big microbrewer,
Okay.
beer person, there's
Hmm.
also a lot of like, there's a bit of a melting pot. There's a lot of different types of foods in the Salt Lake area, but there's not anything that I would say like that is like. I mean, the two things I would say is probably funeral, like I said, funeral potatoes, and the second thing is Jello. We were for a long time. It's like we were like the top capital in the United States for consumption of Jello, specifically green Jello.
For Jello?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. It
You're
was like a
known for
random
your
thing.
green Jello. All right.
Apparently, it's. I just
Okay.
think it's that people make a lot of green Jello because of church things.
Okay. Well, we're glad we got that out at the top of the podcast here, everybody. Let's get this on track fast. So, thank you, some of the people that called in. For you people that aren't calling in, I'm posting these. Look up when you see these. They're all on my story. Follow me at the Joe Matarese if you're a podcast listener. And once or twice a week, I put up there the voicemail number and what the topic is, and you leave a voicemail, and we play it on the show. It's 914-721-0008. And don't be afraid when you're calling that you're like, that's my real phone number, and you're leaving me a voicemail. It's not that. It's a Google Voice. It goes right to Google Voice, and the people that are making crank calls, which people do, you're wasting your time because it gets written out in my email, so I know not to listen to yours. Okay, so just stop wasting your time with your crank calls on a voicemail that I never heard it. It's hilarious. People have so much free time in their lives. It's unbelievable. So that's the voicemail you leave in, and leave your message on topic. And today's topic was things that got worse in the South Jersey area or the Philadelphia or Pennsylvania or Delaware area. This is a broad little area there, too. Some people think I'm doing a podcast for a 6 mile radius. No, we're talking Delaware. We're talking Pennsylvania, which is a huge ass state, New Jersey, South Jersey, Philadelphia area, all that going up maybe into central New Jersey, and then or people that just want to listen. It goes off topic. It's not all about Philly and South Jersey the whole freaking time. We just told you about funeral potatoes in Utah. Come on, it's not all the
Come
area
on.
where I want to live back in. So, and so this episode, not only is it things that got worse, I made it a little broader. Things that are completely gone now that were great, and now you can't get it. It's gone. So, I got a list here, Dan, and I don't know if you could think right off the top of your head. I'll even let you start. Growing up in, I can't even say the name of your town again. Say it.
Well, Provo, but
Provo.
I didn't grow up in Provo. I grew up even an hour north of Salt Lake, in a place
Okay.
called Roy.
And
And
Roy.
I
So
yeah, and
what was awesome in Roy when you grew up? What year did you graduate high school?
2010 is when I graduated from high
Jesus
school.
Christ. 20 fucking 10.
You
You almost
you
graduated during COVID.
no way, dude. That's I'm way
Oh my
before
God.
then.
How old were
No,
you when 9/11 went down?
I was
So that's 2000 what,
six.
3?
Yeah.
Show my history. Is it
Oh,
2003,
2001.
9/11? 2001, I'm off by 2 years. I suck. Oh my God. So you're born.
I was 9 years old when it happened. Uh, when 9/11 happened, and so yeah. It was
Yeah. Did
uh
it freak you out at 9?
um
You probably continued playing kickball at 9
no,
years
they
old
actually
too.
they sent us home, and I was confused because they didn't really tell us why, but they sent
Hmm.
everybody home. And I remember coming in though, and I remember walking into my house, and my dad had just bought a big TV, like our
Hmm.
first big TV that was, but it was, it was heavy as hell. Like kids
Your
nowadays
parents
don't
were still
understand that.
together then?
Yeah, yeah. And so my dad had gotten a TV, but my mom and my dad were both in the house and just like glued to the television.
Right.
And I just remember seeing the towers in huge smoke, and I was like, this looks bad. But then I also was a kid, so I was like, well, I can't watch Power Rangers.
This is on all channels. I remember that feeling when you were
Yes.
young. Is this is on all that was the worst feeling when the president was speaking. It's on all
Yeah, you're
fucking
like,
channels.
what am I gonna do?
Fuck. Fuck. So you'd watch
Uh,
something really bad because it was on
oh
all
no.
channels. You're like,
It was
fuck it.
on. It was on everything, and I just was like, there. But as for like, there wasn't like, look, I grew up in the suburbs, dude, like the suburbs of suburbs. Okay, but as a kid, I didn't recognize that. So like it was just this my town, like my whole neighborhood was my neighbor, like my life. But as I got older, I mean, obviously there was like, I mean, the drive-in theater's gone. Um, it's the Wendy's that used to be on the corner on the way out of my to go out to the interstate that just
Hmm.
got demolished. They went from a 2-lane
Well, I
road to
doubt.
my downtown.
We're trying to
So,
start with.
anyways,
We're trying to go with great things here, and I doubt anybody's sad that the Wendy's is gone.
no, no, there's nothing.
They were hot and juicy. That was their big. I'm so old. I remember that was the big thing. Oh, that it squirted when you like bit into the hamburger. Now, what in Utah where you lived, an hour north of Salt Lake, was great that isn't there anymore. You can't do it, or that you did growing up in high school. Like, what was the thing? Like, I got a big list of things that we did growing up here, and I
Dude,
can tell you did none of these.
yeah, but probably. I
What
mean,
did
the only thing
teenagers do on the weekends or in the summer? What did they do for
I mean,
fun? Where'd you go to pick up girls? Do they have
we
girls there in Utah?
yeah, there's no girls in Utah. We did.
All
I mean,
Mormon
we did.
men.
No, I mean, we didn't. There wasn't like there was church dances, but even then, like if there was a party going
Mhm.
on, you're only going to a party if you were invited.
Really? You
So,
didn't crash?
uh,
We have things here where my son, they've had things where the kids crash the party and get the living shit beat out of them if you
yeah,
try to do
yeah,
that.
dude. No, if there was a party and you showed up, it would be like, dude, okay, you're a cool kid, right? Like there was like twice that I crashed a party, uh, but like my life is a simple life, man.
Got it. Got
Which
it. Got it. Most of it is
I mean,
spent popping blackheads on your forehead.
yeah. Or
It's
no, I mean,
very simple.
I played trombone, so I was in the band, so we
Oh
would do like
God. No one cool played the trombone. I played the clarinet, which is even worse, dude.
yeah. I was like, dude, I was like, at least I didn't play clarinet.
It was the worst. It looked like a freaking the bag that it came in. The little I remember it was had a hard shell case. It looked like what do you call those? Not a suitcase, but a briefcase. It looked
A
like
briefcase.
I was Mr. Brady with the plans for the next building was in my
Yeah,
fucking hand.
yeah.
What a loser! Oh God.
Uh,
So let's go to Jersey. We'll make a hard shift into this Jersey. So we got some of the Utah things, and then you can combine Utah with some of these. So
sure.
if I had to make like a top 10 list of things that South Jersey and the Philadelphia area had that they no longer have, and I've done some social media posts about these. I got. I'll give you the top ones here. I got a number one here. I wouldn't say this is number one on the list, but this place, Discount Harry's, is where my parents bought all of our Christmas gifts every year. And I don't know. I think it's because it had the word discount in it. My parents are super cheap, but everybody from South Jersey knows this place, and it's still there, but they don't really sell all the toys. There aren't really toy stores anymore. Like
No,
Toys R Us doesn't exist. Remember?
nope. I remember
Even
Toys R Us. My mom would never take me because she didn't want to deal with us nagging the shit out of her.
Oh yeah. Remember if you were a kid and your parents, that was like a major mistake for a parent to bring the kids to the toy store. You
Yes.
just be it's like going to the supermarket. You're just grabbing stuff. Get this, get this. My brother, when we were growing up, we had something called the Best Catalog. It was this store called Best Products. I think it was called Best. What a great name
Wow.
for a store. Who's not going to Best?
I know, right?
Yeah. So this is how long ago it was. You couldn't write down he could have just wrote the name of the gift he wants. He would rip out the picture of it in the best catalog and put it in an envelope and he would stack them all up. I want it. And then I can remember him before he ripped it out and put it in the envelope, he would just go, I'm getting that, I'm getting that, I'm getting that. He would turn the pages, I'm getting that. I think he used to do jokes about this, and he did get him because he was the spoiled kid. Got way more than me growing up. I used to do math around Christmas time. Did you have brother? How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I have one younger sister, so it was slightly different because she was a girl. So like, it
You
wasn't
wouldn't,
like I was comparing.
but I would compare money, dude. Did you ever watch The Price is Right when you were a kid? Is that
Yes,
remember how you had to guess the price of it?
the
Like
price.
I would
Yes.
literally like in my head, I'd be like, all right, a football, that's $28. I would like do the math in my head to see if they
He's just over there.
overspent on him. Is
Wait,
that
wait a second. Wait a
crazy?
second. Mom. You spent 47 and 38 cents on my brother.
Yeah.
Can I get a
You owe
check on
me
that?
$2 here. Can I remember? No, I also you're not gonna get this reference. When that show Wheel of Fortune, when it was on a while ago, years ago, they would they would win money and then they'd
Wheel
go,
of Fortune.
yeah. And do you remember they'd have like a showcase of like all kind of gifts,
Yes.
and they would go,
Yep.
"I'll take the porcelain dog for
Yeah.
600." There was always a
Yeah.
porcelain dog, and I'll take. And then there
Always.
was always money left, and they go, "We'll put that on a gift card for you or something." They would do something with the remaining amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I should have done to my parents. I'm like, you owe me $2.82. I'm going to put that on a 7-Eleven gift card for myself so I can get a pack of gum or those candy cigarettes were incredible. The candy cigarettes, do you have those?
We
Did
did
they have
have
those in
those.
Utah? Oh, those
Yeah,
made it out. Those made it out west.
they did.
So
They weren't
this,
popular because parents would get mad.
so
That's a
this,
gateway drug.
so
Bro,
this
we're in
Discount Harry's was legendary, dude. And best, like I said, best products. But did you have a store like that was known
no.
for like like I
I
said,
guess
we
we
had
had
Crazy Eddie's
no, we didn't
where
have
shit
it
was
wasn't
cheap.
no, I mean I'm sure we had stuff like that, but it was already it was all mainstream. It wasn't like Crazy Eddie or like
Mm,
uh Discount Dan, right? Like it was just like Savers.
right. That's probably because the internet was already around by the time you were like in high school. So your
Yeah.
parents could online shop already. Like they had to
No.
get in the
They
car and go get all this shit.
No, because that era of the internet, no, like parents, there was like no way you were putting a credit card online. Don't do that. They're gonna steal your information. That's what I grew up with.
Okay. That's easier than, dude. My parents had to go through having to get something that everyone in the entire world wanted, and it would go out of stock in a second, like a Cabbage Patch Kid, or I'm trying to think of like the
The
history of
beanie
popular toys.
babies.
Beanie Babies. When I was young, everybody wanted the Evil Knievel. You wound him up
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
went whoo, and he would jump shit, and he was all rubber, and he would fall,
Or
fucking roll.
the stretchy arm guy? What's his name?
Stretch Armstrong was
Strong. Yes.
unbelievable, dude. Everyone had to cut that open to see what was inside. It was like some purple gel. It was like the big
Hmm.
talk, dude. Greg cut open his Stretch Armstrong. Did you hear he cut it open? Purple inside.
It's purple inside.
It was a gel. It's like
Yeah,
slime. Remember slime?
yeah. Oh yeah, my
Okay.
kids make slime on the
I don't
daily.
I don't want this whole episode to sound like it's a remember when episode, but it's probably going to sound like that. So we had the discount Harry's is up there. You mentioned drive-in movie theaters. That's on my list too. Like there was I told you this summer house that we got in Eastham, in Eastham, Mass, in the Cape, still has a drive-in movie theater in Wellfleet, with a liquor store across the street. It's one of the reasons that I'm okay that we didn't get the Jersey Shore house because I'm
I
like we
mean,
used to well we, where we used to get houses was always in the southern part of the Cape, and you'd have to drive an hour and 15 minutes in traffic to get to that drive-in. Now we're like 15 minutes away. I think I might go twice in a week.
you should.
I don't know if they
What
rotate the movies though in a week twice.
what I don't know.
You're
I don't
gonna
want
go
to say that.
look.
I was gonna see.
Go look and see what movies are playing at the Wellfleet Drive-In movie theater this week. That'll be funny. I'm gonna guess Toys. Well, usually they have a kid movie first, and then a
Yep.
PG-13 movie second
Oh,
because the
dude, the
kids supposed to be
doubles,
sleeping.
the double header, like movie
Yeah, it's one of
experiences. Oh,
those.
I miss those.
It's fun, man. The kids put their pajamas on. All our
Yes.
kids are like teenagers now, so it won't be as exciting. I only have one nephew who's 9. Everybody else is in their teens. So
Oh, you've got
9-year-old will have
Scary
fun.
Movie 6,
Ugh, my
and you've
daughter
got
saw Bread what?
Breadwinner and
Breadwinner? What's that?
Breadwinner. It's got Nate Bargatze.
Oh
It's
God,
Nate
that guy. Yeah,
Bargatze's.
Nate Bargatze movie got. Sorry, Nate. I'm a big fan of Nate, but your movie got bad reviews. I look at reviews,
Well,
got bad
well,
reviews.
that's the thing. I was like, I
Comedians
feel like,
never do good movies. What is it?
well,
W-
I thought it was a bad move for him to go for like a family work comedy. He needed to do
No,
something
well, that's what
completely
he does,
different.
though.
I
He's
know
a
that's his
clean
thing.
comedian.
I know. So why don't do something like a clean,
Do a
quirky
dirty
action?
movie.
No, no, a quirky action comedy, like just that he's like a buddy comedy, a
You know
buddy
what?
comedy type thing.
That's when you realize the difference between today's comedians and like we're talking about old school stuff here. The difference between today's famous stand-up comedians and an Eddie Murphy.
Yes,
It's like Eddie Murphy out of the gate does fucking home run movies.
yes,
2 or 3 in a row, right? He does? He does 48 Hours, and then Beverly Hills Cop, I think, is
yep,
second. Then he
yep,
then he started doing some shitty movies, but then he occasionally did another good one. It's like
correct. I would even say,
even Adam Sandler. He's had some. You can make fun of Adam Sandler, but look what he had out of the gate. Out
yeah.
of the
I
gate, he
mean,
had Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore. These are big movies that
then
are
you cut to
good and
like,
watchable.
yeah, and then you watch like Uncut Gems, one of the best performances in the last, I would
Great
say,
in uncut.
abs insane, absolutely
Dude, I want to
phenomenal.
get my wife to watch Uncut Gems, and I can't get her to watch it because she doesn't
Why?
love it. She doesn't like Adam Sandler.
That's the best. If you're like, oh, I can't. I don't think Adam Sandler is a professional. No, This tells me when I think about Adam Sandler, he made a contract with Netflix to make a couple movies, and he just has a fun time with them and his friends.
Yeah, he doesn't
Are
care.
they the? It doesn't matter. He's still getting paid to do those things, and he's
Yeah.
living a dream.
Oh, that's
You
the
get a
best.
pretty
And
cool shit.
he's the nicest fucking guy ever
He
too. I
is.
mean, he came up to me and complimented me after my comedy set. No one famous does that. And he did. It was just a nice move. Uh Him and Bob Saget were like that. I remember Bob Saget came up to me once in LA after I performed and said, great set, man. And I was like, that goes a lot with a not famous comedian when someone famous says something, and Adam
Yeah.
Sandler says. So
Toy Story and Hoppers, which is I can't believe it's still in theaters
is that going to be there?
this
That's at
weekend.
the drive-in?
Yeah,
It can't have 4 Oh, it has 2 sets of
it
twos. Is
has
that
two.
what it
Two.
is? It's
Oh
got
wait,
2
you are
screens.
my drive-in theater had five, four, five. Hold on.
5 screens. Can you remember that? You pull in and you're like,
One,
which movie we
two,
going
three.
to?
Yes. Yeah.
Holy shit. Is there
Yeah.
one snack bar in the middle for all of them?
There was 2 snack bars.
Didn't it feel
But
like
there was a
crime? That's where crime went down at the snack
oh
bar.
easily,
I'm
easily.
trying to think. What
I'm
movie
pretty
was
sure
that?
I've walked past at least 5 drug deals when I was a kid. When I was at like,
In
or
Utah?
someone getting weed. Oh yeah, people smoke weed out here even
Yeah.
before it was like it's only medically legal.
What I was gonna say is, do you remember what movie? I remember what movie had a drive-in in the movie, and like shit kind of went down. I guess I can
Well,
think of a couple movies where there's some scenes at the drive-in movie theater. What comes to mind for you?
I was thinking, is it Twister or So
I don't
I
know
can't remember.
Twister that well. This is an old movie for me. This is like an '80s movie that they
There's
turned
another
into a
one.
Broadway show.
Oh, oh wait, hold on.
Pretty
What is
sure
it?
The Outsiders
The
had
Outsiders.
some
Yes,
scene. Did that have some scenes in them?
it did have. Yep.
Where Pony Boy was at the drive-in. starting a ruckus. Okay, so we got drive-in movie theaters. Well, where I grew up, there was the one I went to was in Pensacola, New Jersey. That's the only one I remember. And like I said, I'm going to go to the Wellfleet one. And if you're telling me that, do you think Toy Story will still be there? Because I want to see
Oh,
that, and I'll save it. You
yes.
think it'll still be
I
there next month?
yes. Yeah, it will.
I'm there, Wellfleet, coming to see you. What's the other movie with it?
Well, it's Hoppers, but I don't know if
What
it'll
the
be
hell's
there by the next.
Hoppers?
It's the one about the beaver. It's where like a person they
The
swap their
Beaver.
brain into
Is it a
a
kids
robot
movie?
beaver. It's actually it is a kids movie, but it actually has some really hilarious adult humor
So
that
what would you
kids don't
say is
understand.
that what would is Toy Story rated G and they'll show that first, or is Toy Story the adult
Well,
movie out of the two?
well, this is the thing is like uh they have Friday and Saturday Sunday they have Scary Movie 6 and Breadwinner, which is a rated R movie and a PG movie. And then on the
Mm.
other one it's PG and PG. So it's I don't know. I think they're just like whatever. People are gonna
Toy
come up with
Story,
it. They're
they
gonna come
know
up.
that parents can bring a little kid to a Toy Story movie.
Yeah,
So, and some of these I don't want to talk about long. We'll skim through them on the list. So,
sure.
roller skating growing up was huge. The Cherry Hill roller skating rink, the Echelon roller skating rink in South Jersey. I think they're both still there. Can you Google that? See if they're still in business. I'm
Echelon.
curious. I feel like Echelon is in Voorhees, New Jersey, roller skating rink, and then Cherry Hill roller skating rink was on Cuthbert Boulevard in a back of a freaking abandoned lot. They were never in good areas. They were always kind of in shitty areas. Did you ever notice that? I guess because they
Yeah,
had to be
it just kind
big,
of is.
and it was a way someone could
Yeah,
afford a big entity. Let's go stick it
sure.
in the middle of the woods. Cherry Hill or Echelon roller skating rink. Now, when I grew up, that was an every Friday night thing. Seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth grade. By then, you stopped going, and
Hmm.
then you moved on to the teen dance. That's what became really
So
popular.
there's an Echelon Health and Fitness in Voorhees. I don't think it's a skating rink
That's not it.
anymore.
Cherry Hill roller skating rink on Cuthbert Boulevard. Can you spell that?
No way, dude. I don't even know how to
Cuthbert,
spell English or Spanish.
Cuthbert Boulevard.
Looks like there's a Hot Wheels, which is on Deer Road on on Cherry Hill Township, New
We're getting
Jersey.
really specific. We should just from now on. That's the only thing the podcast is about every week.
It just
That Hot Wheels and Cherry Hill every week. People are going, dude, your podcast is so specific. I'm like, yeah, I know, but the six people that listen fucking love
yeah,
it, dude.
they love it.
They
Dude,
love
this
it.
place looks like a kid dream. They do on a roll, exciting world of roller hockey. This place
I
does
wonder if it's in the
like
old building. Maybe they just kept the building
I
and
don't know.
fixed it
I don't
up.
think so because it's on
It's
Deer
on
Road, not
Cuthbert.
Cuck.
Oh,
No,
it's not on Cuthbert.
it's on Deer Road, not
All
Cuckbirth.
right.
Cuckbirth. What?
Forget
How do you
those.
say?
Forget those. So we got the roller skating rinks, we got the teen dances, we got the drive-in movie theaters. We definitely have dance clubs are on my list. I think kids need dancing again.
I
I
agree.
really do.
1000% agree. I loved dancing as a kid. The only time I got to dance was at school dances, and I was like the only dude that would want to dance because all the other guys were like standing off, like I don't want to dance.
And
I'm
you're
like, are you
young.
kidding me? And I'm like, are you kidding me? That means I got to dance with a girl in like high school, and I'm like a barely like an eighth grader. Let's go. Like I'll throw
Were you
down
the
any
guy
kind of
that would
time.
go out and fast dance alone? Were you that guy?
Yeah, dude, I'll dance. I would start circles and get people to do a worm in there. Like,
Really?
oh yeah, hands down.
Can
My
you
whole
break
thing,
do you break dance?
I wish I could break dance. I could. The only thing I could do for a while, I could do the what is it? The wind, not the wind, but
That
the one
worm
where you
thing
do. I could
on
do
the
the worm
ground?
and the forward and backwards, and then I can also do. I used to be able to
You
do
could do
the
this thing on the ground
uh
really
huh
hard
uh huh.
and
I could do
flop.
it now, even
Don't
as a fat dude.
please don't. Yeah,
Please don't.
that was in my one man show about the '80s. Was how I broke my dick bone doing that. And I entered in. I was on the dance team. I was on the
Are
break
you?
dance team for one day. I snuck on, and and we did. This is true.
I'm dying.
Cherry Hill East, they had a breakdance team,
That's
and
legit.
in front of the dude, there was 4,000 kids in my high school, so there's like at least 35. There's like 3,500 kids in the crowd at the pep rally, and they're like,
Yeah,
"Ladies and
yeah, yeah.
gentlemen, the Cherry Hill East breakdance team," and they brought us out. Yeah, and dude, I came out and everybody was doing all their fucking signature moves, and I just jumped on the ground and went for this thing, and I was like, and I fucking broke my dick and balls so hard. And I said that on stage. I said, I'm surprised I was able to have two kids. Let's put it that way. True shit. It was like life
Dude,
went
that's
to
hilarious.
slow motion. I'm like,
You're just
why am
like,
I out here? That showed you that I should be a comedian. I didn't give a shit that I wasn't a good breakdancer. I was like, I'll figure it out.
yeah.
Everybody else was amazing.
You went to no practice. You just showed up on day
I
one.
just showed up because I knew this Italian kid, Rosario. Are you out there? His name was Rosario. He had the fucking red Adidas sweatsuit with the
He
Puma
had the
sneakers with the
Riz.
thick.
That's how they came up
He
with the
was
word. It was
he
from
was little, and he could do that thing where they would get like a towel and put it under their hand, and then they
oh
would
yeah, and
spin their whole
spin.
body really
Yeah,
fast. Yeah, and then they would do what was that other thing called?
the windmill.
The windmill. He'd windmill
I
that shit.
know.
Oh my
The
god.
coffee grinder. I think that's what it is. My daughter does it now, but so good. I think breakdance. No, I truly believe that the world would be happier if we all just had a
If
couple
we
dances.
danced, I used
We
to
just
do a joke.
danced.
I used to say that too. I go, the world just would slow it down because that's what they
Yeah.
would do when we were young. We're going to slow it down, and then they don't ever slow anything down anymore. There's no slow
No.
songs when they go out, and you got to find somebody to slow dance with you.
Yeah.
The '50s, man. You know what? But the '80s wasn't the. Uh-oh, did I just hit the power button on my computer? I
No.
almost did, dude. Ooh, that would have been bad. Ah, okay. We got the dancing out of the way. Now, this one kind of connects with music because this was something that was great. And I can name a specific place because the clubs, if I had to name, I mean, it's just Enchante, Walk and Roll, the Coastline. They're all gone now. Taylor's. These are all South Jersey clubs that were so good. People from Philly would go over the bridge to go to our clubs. We had great clubs, dancing, cover charges, fucking lines going around the place outside to get in, all that shit.
Joe, did you
Paying
ever were you ever on the VIP list? Did you ever just be like, "Oh, it's Joe Matarese. Let's get him in."
never, never, no. I didn't do stand up. I think it's one of the
Well,
reasons I started stand up, and it was so weird because I could never get girls when I was younger and it went to dance and you had to go to a club and like actually walk up to a girl. But when I became a stand-up comedian and they would say hi to me first, I was very good. Once the conversation got started from oh, I thought you were funny, like that was easy. But dude, being at a club and trying to talk over top of the music, I could not do it. Could you?
I talked to him by moves.
You danced your way in. Do the
Just
salsa.
let's
Do you
go.
can you do that like Latino salsa dance?
I can do most of the salsa, bachata. I can't do merengue very well.
Mhm. But
Um,
that looks like something that still goes for Latino people. They like no
oh,
matter the
100%.
age, they all do those dances.
Oh, yeah,
That
100%. And
looks
that's the
fun.
thing. It is. And I think, they're like I just yeah, dancing. I just more people need it. It's just
You're right.
I
Dude, I literally had a business idea in the back of my head. I'm like, if I opened a teen dance, would it work? And I was like, I guess not, because you'd have to have 9 metal detectors, right? And no one would want to go, because I don't even remember us sneaking drugs or booze into those teen dances. We literally were happy with just dancing and drinking a Coke. Like no
that was
one
my
needed
thing. I
drugs. We
agree.
were
No one
happy to
needed
just
drugs.
you just wanted to get a girl's phone number. That was it. I'm happy.
There was raves growing up. I never went to one, but I had a couple of friends that would always like talk about going to raves and there's a rave this weekend. I'm like, "Are you
Rave.
going to dance?"
What
It's like,
makes it a
"Is there going to be
rave?
dancing there?"
What
It's
makes it a
it's
rave? It's like it
it's
starts
techno.
at 1 a.m.
It was like yeah, it would start later and it was techno and it was all about techno stuff. But there was more like drugs involved.
Yeah, raves. Well, yeah, that's what those were known for. Now that I think about it, you know what would make you? Have you been to Europe at all?
I've never been to Europe.
Okay, this is
Been
gonna
to
make
Mexico,
you.
but
This is gonna make you want to go to Europe. So I've been to Italy a few times. Italy, all these beach areas. It feels like 1980 again when you go to
mm,
Italy. At about midnight, they have something on the beaches in Italy called. Let's see if I can. Fuck, I'm gonna get stuck for this
yeah.
word.
Listen, you're Italian, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's just
There's a word that they use that what they call their snack bars at the beaches in Italy.
Mm,
You could probably look that up for me. I forget what they call them. I think it starts with an F, but I don't remember. And they have alcohol at them and they have excellent food. Like in America,
oh
you're not getting excellent food right at the beach. In Italy,
no,
right at the beach, you're getting a prosciutto sandwich with the greatest tomatoes and mozzarella you've ever had in
a
your life. They're like,
Liddy.
but at midnight, all of a sudden you just start seeing young people coming from everywhere on their
Yeah,
Vespas
dude.
with cigarettes and beers because you can drink young, right?
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
all are waiting, and then all of a sudden you just hear all the dance music going at the beach. There's these tented in open areas where they got huge dance clubs going on, and everybody's really dancing, and they're dressed kind of cool. You know, they're not wearing suits, but they're dressed hip.
No,
They
yeah.
look like they cared and took a shower, and they're ready to hang out till 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, that's how it was when we grew up, when we were young at the summer towns in Wildwood. You know, in Wildwood, everybody would dress up. You go to the club at like 11. I remember, done jokes about this too. We would take showers at 11, 11:30 at night. And I said that in my one man show. If I'm taking a shower now at 58 years old at 11:30 at night, something really bad happened. If I'm showering, like either I murdered a guy or I shit my pants really badly, really bad.
You did both. You shit your pants
You
and
you murdered
murder
someone
person.
and shit. Yeah, maybe you did both. There you go. You just made the joke funnier, or you did both. You murdered somebody and then scared yourself so much you shit, shit your own pants. Uh, so this is something that I miss big time because I love seeing live music. But what doesn't exist anymore is a venue. Maybe it does in certain cities where they have a really hip live band scene. Maybe in Nashville
Like
has it,
Nashville or
where
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah. Or
play where they play their own music, where they wrote it. Like they're playing originals. Like this is a new band, you've never heard of them, and they're doing their originals.
yeah.
I saw that at the what's that famous club where you see live music in Los Angeles? It's one of the most famous ones.
I don't know. Troubadour.
The Troubadour. Did I say it starts with a T?
Yeah.
I think I did. For some reason, the Trocadero, which was in Philly, was stuck in my head. The Troubadour was a place like that. Even now, I remember I flew into LA once. Talk about how you said like you land and you want to go do what you want to do. I flew all the way across country to LA, 6.5 hours, landed, rented my car, and drove to the Dodgers Stadium to see the Phillies play the Dodgers right after a 6 hour flight and alone and loved it.
Dude,
Great time.
that sounds like a
Dodger
great
Stadium's
time.
cool. It's cool. And then the
It
next
is.
the next day I went to the Troubadour to see a guy I'd never heard of just because I wanted to go because it was a cool venue and that was really fun too. So live
I also
music
agree.
venues, there was one in South Jersey that was called the Galaxy when we grew up, and like
That's a
Bon
sweet name.
Jovi came out of there. All these different bands went through there when we were young. The Galaxy in South Jersey, that might have been in Voorhees near the Puffer Belly. Getting really specific. Are you looking that up? The
No,
Galaxy? No.
I'm looking it up.
Is there anywhere to see bands where you live where you could see a band play originals and not everybody plays covers now? It's so boring.
Yeah,
They're all tribute bands now.
there was a couple, I think in Salt Lake. I don't know the names of them. In Ogden, I think there was like a bar or club that
Hmm.
would allow music, but I think most of it was like cover stuff.
Well,
Um,
I think that's why on my list of like not wanting to live in the burbs like I do now, even if I moved back to the Philly area, how I'd want it to be in Philadelphia is now you have access to that cooler stuff. Like
yeah.
that's where you will see an original band play somewhere that's unknown is in Philly. There's a few different
Was
cool
it
spots in Philly where you
was it
could see that
located
kind of
on
music.
White House Pike?
Yes,
Okay, so it closed in 1992.
1992. I would love to know why. Like why does a place like well
Mm.
obviously they're not selling alcohol. 92 it was gone right after I got 6 years after I graduated high school. Well, 7 years after I graduated high school. Let's play. Let's play a couple of phone calls right now. I want to go to the phones. We got a couple of phone calls of people that called in with theirs. Play. Play the Ron Poliquin call.
Here's
I
Ron.
like what he said. I listened to this one.
Ron Poliquin, DoverLawOffice.com. Hey, what's gotten worse? No, what's gotten worse? Or the 24-hour diner. Are there any more 24-hour diners out there? There might be a few, but not too many, man. When I was growing up, there's nothing better than eating an open-faced tuna melt at 3 a.m. with a pickle and like a shitty side of coleslaw, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Now, like, I think even COVID probably killed most of the last of the remaining late night diners. That was the scene, man. That was the place to be. Study for the bar at the diner. So there you go. That's the number one answer. Gonna end this podcast right now. The diner, Golden Dawn, Sage Diner, and all the great diners. That Sage Diner, loved it. All right, see you, man.
What did he say? Golden Dawn. That was a great call, Ron, because you just nailed. I have this group of super fans, and Ron's on that list, and we have a group text, and I texted them, and I said, I go, dude, no one's going to beat Ron's call. Any of you other guys are going to call in, you're not going to beat it, because it was a grand slam. And we've talked about diners a lot on this podcast, because it comes up a lot, because it's such a big Philly thing. I'll give you a little, you're a movie guy, Dan. There's been a few movies done about diners, of course, and one of my favorite movies of all time, just because it has so much guy stuff in it, is Diner, and you probably never saw it because it's so before your time.
Yeah.
And
I'll put it on the list though.
Go watch Diner. It's all guy dialogue. You know how like all women loved Sex in the City because it really spoke to women. The dialogue was like, oh, that's how women talk. Diner is how guys talk, and it has some guys that really young that
Mickey
became
Rourke,
hugely famous.
Kevin Bacon.
You got Mickey Rourke, you got Steve Guttenberg, you have Daniel Stern, who was the voice of the Wonder Years, and he was in what's that Christmas movie with Joe Pesci and Macaulay Culkin. Why am I not thinking of the name of it? What's the famous Christmas movie with Macaulay Culkin when he's Home Alone?
Oh, Home Alone.
Daniel Stern's the other bad guy with Pesci in Home Alone, and it's just such a great fucking movie. Just such good dead-on guy dialogue. Go watch that. And there's another one called Tin Men that's a lot about diners in Baltimore is where Diner takes place. I didn't realize that till that movie came out when I was younger. Oh, they got even more diners in Philly than they do in South Jersey, or in Baltimore than they do in South Jersey or Philly. So it's a real diner thing. I guess, is that a Northeast thing? Diners?
No, I mean, we had
open
diners
24 hours.
We had a couple of diners.
Did you have them open all night like we did?
Yeah, we had a couple open all night, but there was a couple of places that weren't diners. They were like places. There was a place called Rancheritos or Betos. That was like a Mexican restaurant that was open.
Mexican diner all night,
dude.
With authentic Mexican food.
Yeah, debatable. Some of them
good enough that you're drunk. You didn't notice.
Yeah. So I mean, they would do carne asada fries, or like you get people love their breakfast burritos, and like many a times, like we would be like, it was after a game, football game. We'd go to the diner and we'd hang out, do that. In college, it was like, oh, hey guys, I'm finishing up paper, but I'm like, I need food. Anyone want it down? Let's meet up at whatever. And you're just chilling there eating, with the homies in the back corner, because it's either like construction workers or like people who just finished up a job, or high school, college kids storming up the diner.
Yeah, construction guys that just.
And then in Memphis, you got Waffle. I mean, the Waffle. Whether you like Waffle House or not, it's still
Waffle House is like where you would go. Yeah, you go. We don't have those in the Northeast. They're only in the South, but nowhere near as good as when. And almost all of those diners, like you never really went to a shitty one. They were all like around the same. Greek owned? Yeah. Are they Greek owned in Utah? They're all. Greek
we do have a couple. Well, let's see. I don't think there is a chain that is owned by Greek a Greek family that has a couple of good diners, but
There's always
they're not 24/7.
a lot of Gus's and a lot of Cosmos. That's always their name.
Mm.
Gus, you malaka. That's their favorite word, malaka.
Malaka.
I worked at a Greek restaurant once. Malaka. They would just call
That's how
me
they called you?
malaka nonstop. That means like dumb prick, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Malaka. Shut up, malaka. You can use it. I remember once I wanted to kill this fucking Greek guy. He owned an Italian restaurant, and I was a waiter, and I had to mop up, and I was helping another guy. I didn't know there was a wet spot right there, and I fucking hit the wet spot. I went in the air so
Yeah.
high and landed on my ass. Fuck, I thought I broke my spine. I really did. And he goes, Malaga! And he just goes,
This is
you can use that in your comedy. I had just started comedy, and he knew. And I go, oh, fuck, I want to fucking kill you, dude, for saying that. It's kind of funny when you think back. You can use it. As I'm in the air. I didn't even land yet. You can use it. Malaga.
Boom.
Bam. Another classic thing I remember happened at that Greek guy's place when I was the waiter. Were you ever a waiter in your life or a busboy?
I was a busboy at a Vietnamese restaurant.
Well, there was two things that you had as your duties. What were they called? Like your side work. That's what it was called when you were a waiter. Your side work. One of them was marrying the ketchups. So you had to take the one ketchup and pour it into the other one, so it just made one full. And you had to marry the peppers and the salt. So I'm marrying the pepper, right? I'm putting the pepper in, and I'm really sensitive to that shit. I'm like, achoo. I sneeze, right? Nobody used to sneeze like this back in the 80s and 90s. Nobody. This was everybody just went, achoo. That's how you sneeze. I went, achoo, like that. And I did one of the, I looked around. I didn't think anybody was looking. And I just did like a graze against the dress pants, right? Just a graze on my hand. And then fucking the Greek Malaka guy goes, Malaka, come here. They told me they don't want you to wait on them anymore. They saw you sneeze and wipe it on your hand. They don't want you to wait on them for the rest of their order. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. They took me off their table. I thought I was fired. I wasn't. I just got taken off one table.
Malaka. You use that in your comedy.
Yes. But the 24-hour diner, that also, you know what else? When I moved, I probably wouldn't want to leave New Rochelle and come to Philly. When I moved here, almost walking distance, there was a 24-hour diner. And you know what? They got rid of it. After about 5 years of living here, they got rid of it. And you know what it is now?
A freaking car wash?
This is an Italian's nightmare. Think. We love food. We love good food. An Italian's nightmare. McDonald's. There's a fucking McDonald's. That's 24 hours. So that's where no one, like Riff Raff doesn't really hang out at a 24-hour diner. There's no fucking Riff Raff hangs out at 24-hour McDonald's though. You want to fucking lower your town's fucking income? Put 24-hour McDonald's around. There's all fucking crime. My son got his bike stolen in that parking lot. Fucking brand new bike. One of those SC bikes that cost like $1,000.
Yeah.
I bought him a used one for $500. It was in perfect condition. Gone.
And it got stolen.
He had it for a week. Some kid goes, "Can I try it? Can I try it?"
And he said,
he goes, "Oh, yeah, you'll come right back." He knew the kid from school. He goes, "Yeah, you can ride it real quick." Fucking guy just went gone, never came back. My son never forgot that.
See,
never
you didn't
forgot
teach him. You didn't teach them lesson. Listen,
what do you
grab
do
the tire iron in the back of the cushion. I'm gonna pull that. I'm gonna pull that back every single time I can.
And you might get hurt, but you're gonna kill one of them. He never mentioned that you go to life in prison for that. Like he didn't mention that. Like, how do you get out of life in prison if you hit somebody with a tire iron and kill them? What do you do?
Judge, I'm sorry. It was a life lesson that I was taught. I didn't realize that this had consequences.
All right, let me go a couple more on my list here before we go to our final caller here. So South Street in Philly, that would have been where I took you if it was 20 years ago and you just got to Philly. South Street was the spot. Everything is now, it got kind of shitty and dangerous down there. You wouldn't want to go anymore. It's right near Penn's Landing. It's a cool little area there. It's where we went to Scruples, which was a club that
RuPaul's.
Scruples is where you could go when you were 16 and they would serve you alcohol. Dance club. It was awesome. Scruples was there. Jim's Steaks, very famous cheesesteak place that just pumped the smell out. They had like fucking fans blowing the onions like 6 blocks.
I just want a cheesesteak right now.
Yeah, you know how they have those when like when a store's opening, they shoot those spotlights like that makes people go, "What the fuck's going? I gotta follow the." That was not in Philly, man. We just blow onions into the sky, and then you'll come. They'll come if you build it. Did you ever see the end of Field of Dreams where they show all the headlights coming in because showing that they did build it and they are coming.
Coming. Yeah.
That'd be fun to show a bunch of Italians just slowly, because they smell onions. South Street, another one. I'm gonna say these all so I don't have to bring them back on any other podcast. Circles, you might call them rotaries. What do you call it? Where a whole bunch of streets merge into one and it goes around. Call them circles. Roundabouts. See, we called them circles in South Jersey, and they got rid of all of them. There's a couple left, but the main ones, the racetrack circle, this is where the Garden State racetrack is, which is on my list of things that were incredible that they got rid of. We had a horse racetrack in Cherry Hill that was fun to go to when you were 18 and go bet on horses. It was just
that would be a bad juju for my dad.
Yeah, that was a juju.
Bad juju, yeah.
Is juju's like a thing? I never heard that expression. Bad juju,
like mojo.
Mojo.
Like mojo.
Yeah, I think I've heard it. I like the circles. I think they were better than having these jug handles and all that shit. I just like the circle. You pick where you want to get off, and you fucking the racetrack circle, the Garden State. What was the other one called? The Ellisburg Circle. I've talked about that. That's where the Pizza Hut that I worked at was, and that's where McDonald's was. All that. What else is on the list? This is a weird one that's on my list. I just wrote this. It says, people used to keep clubs or baseball bats in their car just in case. That's something people don't do anymore, I don't think. Everyone had like a club of some sort, just in case something went, just in case you got to fucking kill somebody. How Jersey is that? Did you have that growing up? You needed a weapon in your car?
I had a trombone.
Imagine getting your ass kicked by a trombone.
You would never speak about it, but you're like, I got
nerdy guy beating you up with a clarinet and another guy with a trombone. Motherfucker, you.
The trombone would suck.
Who's a fucking pussy now? What the fuck?
And then you hit the trombone player. Whoa, the slide.
Yeah. Can you still play it?
Yeah, I can still play.
Are you good?
I was good. I'm probably okay now.
What kind
I got
of
a college scholarship. Jazz.
You were jazz trombone. You got a scholarship for trombone.
That's the only way I got to college.
You were the only guy in the country that played it. They had to give somebody one.
They did tell me. I remember going because I wanted to play saxophone because the saxophone is the shit.
It's way cooler. So, yeah. I did that after the clarinet.
But I got put in the brass class instead of the woodwind class, or I signed up for the brass class because I was an idiot and I didn't know what it was. Mm-hmm. And I get there like, well, if you're a trombone player, you could probably get a scholarship. And allegedly they say they're good kissers. And I'm like, I wouldn't mind those two things. So that was my reasoning to pick the trombone.
I hate to say it. It's going to sound gay to me, but you do have trombone lips.
I do have trombone lips.
I have no lips, so I could never play the trombone.
You can play trombone. I can't play trumpet because my lips are fat ass lips. So when I started playing trombone though, I freaking loved it. It just was the best. I loved it. Oh, what happened? I got to college and we had like a crew of out of my high school. We had about 7 kids. Me and my 7, like a whole bunch of homies went to the same college. We all got scholarships. I wasn't like amazing, but I was diligent, and that's what I tell people. I tell my kids, I'm like, listen, you could go pretty far with just putting a little bit of work in.
Definitely, especially when it comes to instruments. Most kids don't do any of the work.
Anything.
Nothing.
No work.
My daughter never did any of it and just would show up at the recital.
Yeah.
and have to play in front of people. That's probably why she stopped playing, because she was like, I don't like recitals. I'm like, that's because you didn't know how to play and then you have to play at one. That's not fun. It's like doing
No.
stand up with zero fucking
But
prep, zero.
yeah.
Can't do it.
Nope.
All right, so let's see what's the last of the clubs and the bats in the car. Yeah, that's a classic one. I don't know if we should bring that back. And then the Latin Casino, the Garden State Racetrack, the Centrum, and there was something called the Music Circus. I'm pretty sure that's what it called. It was like a tent where they had live shows. So the Centrum was down the street from my house. They would have live shows there. Cherry Hill was like Vegas when my parents and my grandma moved there in the 70s. And it's gotten slowly not as exciting ever since. And it's because Atlantic City got birthed. Look that up. When did Atlantic City start having gambling casinos? I'm going to say 71, 72, if I had to guess. Watch it be the 60s.
It looks like May 1978.
78? No, it
Yeah.
can't be that late. That's when casinos became a thing in Atlantic City in the late 70s. I would have thought earlier. I remember there was a casino, there was a Playboy casino there. That was amazing when you were young, and you could get in casinos pretty easy with fake IDs. I don't know why. Now it's a lot harder, but when we were growing up,
This one
you
says
could get in.
1976.
That sounds about right. When Rocky came out, 76, the bicentennial year, fucking Atlantic City becomes popular, and then boom, all that fun live entertainment shit that was going on in Cherry Hill is just squashed and gone. We still had the dance clubs later, but it never
See,
got it
gambling's
back.
like Google or
It
gambling's like,
ruined it.
uh,
And I think a lot of you people out there watching or listening would agree with me. If you could go back in time and you could go back to Cherry Hill in the late, in the mid 70s like that, and go to the Latin Casino and see Sinatra. Sinatra would play at these places, dude. Like
that's
they
crazy.
were like dinner theaters with Sinatra, Richard Pryor, all these people, Don Rickles. They would all come there. The Centrum. I remember my friend said he saw Kenny Rogers at the Centrum, and I remember there was something called the Music Circus or the Music Fair or something like that. It was a tented thing, and I could walk there from where I lived growing up, and I can remember all kind of concerts. My parents were too cheap; they never brought us. But I know, I think my friend said he saw this is a good one. He might have saw Captain and Tennille there. You won't know who that is. Captain and Tennille. You don't know who that is. Pull a picture up. Come on, Dan. Show him the Captain and Tennille. The
Oh,
guy
these
dressed
guys
up
look
like a
like
captain, and then Tennille.
yeah.
I don't know what Tennille's. If that was her last name or for Tony Tennille. Was that her name? Love, love will keep us together. I think that's what they sang. There he is. That's the captain, and that's Tennille. Were they married?
Husband and wife team.
There you go. There's that dude. That should be on the list.
Dude,
You don't see
his
that
name is
anymore.
Daryl Dragon is his name? Or
Oh
is that
yeah.
that's a name,
I
dude.
don't know, but you don't see husband and wife teams like Sonny and
No
Cher,
way.
Captain and
No.
Tennille. That shit doesn't exist anymore. Remember the Sonny and Cher? They would shit on each other on stage. That was hilarious. How great would that be if my wife and I went up and we just shit on each other for an hour? Who wouldn't go watch that?
And
Only
then you'd have
comedians
like
I've ever seen do that are this comedian Rich Voss, him and his wife Bonnie McFarlane, and they don't do it all the time. I'm like, dude, I would do that all the time if I were you. It's fucking hilarious when you guys go up as a team because they're both stand-up comedians. They do it separately, but when they go up together and roast each other, and it's semi-honest, and it's not even jokes, they're just literally shitting on each other. It's fucking so funny, dude. Yeah, you can't beat something when it's real. You know what I mean?
is that
Yeah.
legit? That's a look at
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
That
We got
is
we got to wrap this episode up. We got to get to that final caller. I apologize. Just my daughter
there
has
goes Trace.
that award ceremony tonight. We're gonna find out what the award she won is. I got to leave in like 5 minutes. So let's
Okay,
get to our
let's go.
final caller.
Hey Joe, it's Trace. How you doing? I'm calling to chime in about the Cherry Hill Mall. I feel the kids definitely missed out on the old Cherry Hill Mall experience. We used to just go there in groups and hang out We weren't shopping. We weren't buying anything.
We were shoplifting.
We were just there to meet up with friends.
No drugs, but
maybe grab a
shoplifting.
snack and socialize. That's where we met a lot of people at. And now, if you look at the Cherry Hill Mall's website, they have a code of conduct. A code of conduct for being at the mall. You have to read this, okay? I get it that there's, a lot of things going on. I've seen videos about fights and things at that mall and weapons and stuff, and I totally understand, but it's just so sad that kids can't just go hang out at the mall anymore and just be with their friends and just have a good time.
I know the reason.
People.
I know the reason.
The code of conduct, that cracked me up. You have to read it. You have to go to the website and read it. I was like, yeah, the malls there for shopping. When did we shop at the mall? Anyhow,
Maybe.
that's my 2 cents.
She doesn't usually
Take
have
it
those
easy,
funny
buddy.
pauses in her
Talk to you
messages.
soon.
She's like our what's the woman that calls into Howard Stern?
Well, I have no idea.
Oh God, Linda, something from Brooklyn. She has she's classic. She's like a regular caller. She's gonna become our she's gonna be our Tracy from Florida. Tracy, say that every time you call in from now on. This is Tracy from Florida. What's up, guys? Tracy, here's the reason why they have a conduct thing. First of all, and I don't know if this is always with the Cherry Hill Mall, but I noticed even when I was younger that mall got shitty when they added the wing on. They added a wing on, right? And that was supposed to be like, ooh, they added the wing on, right? But they put all stores where the fucking criminals would hang out, basically, in that wing, right? To add on, because we talked about diners, you know what the mall had that I don't think they have anymore, and maybe I'm wrong? Did your malls have these? It almost looked like a diner in the middle of the mall. Where they had waitresses. It wasn't a food court. This was before food courts. They had a little restaurant in the middle of the mall, and I used to say, little people work there. It had a lowered floor for the waitresses to walk around, so you would just see their heads walking around. And I'm like, look, little people work here. I love those stores. And I don't think I ever in my whole life stopped and ate at one of those little food areas in the mall. Anybody out there? Do they have good food? Should I have been doing it? And does it still exist in the Cherry Hill Mall? Is that still there? I'm asking you guys a question. Call in for next week's episode because I think we're going to have to read in between weeks here, Dan. We're going to have to read the conduct at the Cherry Hill Mall, what they said. That's a cliffhanger for the next episode. What is what did she call it? The code of conduct?
The code of conduct. The
code of conduct at the Cherry Hill Mall. I wonder if it was different at the Morristown Mall and the Echelon Mall. We're going to have to compare all the codes of conduct at those 3 malls. Those were our ones. Come and see me live. You saw all the dates. They're all up. Hopefully you can post that right now. Come and see me live. It's joematarese.com. All those dates that you see on the screen, you can come and see me, and that's where you get the tickets at my website. All right, everybody.